This is demo video number 2, and this demo video will be on using the wage bracket method to determine federal income tax withholding. So in this video, I will demonstrate how to use the wage bracket to determine federal income tax withholdings. And make sure you refer to the tax tables located in the back of your text. And make sure to pay close attention to the heading. Make sure that you are utilizing the correct table based on the employee's background. So for example, in this demonstration video, I've got 4 different scenarios, 4 different employees with different backgrounds, either married or single, and dictating whether they have, X amount of federal withholdings. I'm going to go ahead and look at the back of the book for the correct tables. So as you can see here, I've already copy and pasted examples. I wanted to make sure that you can see what I'm doing here as opposed to kind of just listening to what I'm doing. But if you can follow along or look at the back of your text for these tables, that would greatly benefit you. So for example, you'll be looking for this heading here. If you go down a bit, well, I'm going to scroll down because I've got multiple different tables here. I've got a single person who's paid biweekly. I got a single person who's paid monthly. And finally, I've got one in here who's a married person who's paid semi-monthly. Okay, so make sure you have the correct table when you're doing your problems for the graded homework. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and look at these demonstrations. I'm going to demonstrate each one. And I'll show you where to look and how to look. And here we go. Okay, for Phil McGlenn, he's married. He has 3 federal withholding allowances. He earns a weekly gross pay of $750. For each period, he makes for each period, he makes a 403B retirement plan contribution of 6% of the gross pay. So for each scenario, we are supposed to use the wage bracket method to calculate federal income tax withholdings. So we are looking at based on what they contribute to other aspects such as a 401k or 403b or flexible spending account or a cafeteria plan. We're going to look at the tax table or the wage bracket table and determine their federal income tax liabilities, okay, which is going to be held from their gross pay. All right. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and list one. I'm going to put the details here, and then this is the one we're going to use because I went ahead of time and inserted the correct tables that we are going to need for each one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this here because these are the items I want to look at. So my flexible spending account, excuse me. There we go, looks much better. Okay, so let's first of all find the weekly gross pay. And the weekly gross pay is $750. That is what they had mentioned in the problem. Okay. I'm going to go to this here. Let's cut this and let's paste it right here. So it's a little closer. Okay. $403B contribution states that it's 6% of the gross pay. So basically just took $750 times 6% to get the $45. The taxable pay for the federal income tax withholdings. Make sure you know that if any employee makes a contribution to a retirement plan such as a 403B or a 401k or flexible spending and or a cafeteria plan, that the amount is subtracted from the gross pay and it deducts the taxable amount to determine your federal income tax withholding. Okay, so with that being said, this employee has a weekly gross pay of $750. He makes a 6% contribution to his 403B. So if we subtract the 45 from the 750, we have a total taxable pay for federal income tax withholdings of 705. With that being said, we can go over here, and because Phil McGlenn is married, okay, he's married, he's got 3 withholdings and it's paid weekly, all right? Make sure you have the weekly payroll period, because there's also one for biweekly, semi-monthly, and monthly. Make sure you have the weekly one for married people. He's got 3 with federal withholdings. So what you want to do is, because we are looking at this number here, okay, 705, you want to go down and look at the tier for 705. So I'm going to look here. Basically, it's at least 700 and but less than 710. So I'm going to go to this line, and he's got 3 withholdings. So I go 0, 1, 2, 3. So his tax amount is this $31 right here. See how he makes between this amount, or this is his taxable amount, between 700 and 710. And he's got 3 withholdings, so his tax or federal tax, income tax withholding is $31. And that is how I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can do this. Insert. There. Hopefully that will be good for, or easier for everyone to understand later on. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. Let's go ahead and look at number 2. Actually, right, here's number 2. Okay. Number 2, we're looking at Gary Williams, and he is single, 1 federal withholding allowance. He earns a biweekly gross pay of $1,920. He participates in a flexible spending account to which he can use $50 during the period. Okay. So let's go ahead and enter in his biweekly pay, which is $19.20. He contributes $50 into the flexible spending account. Okay. So therefore, his taxable amount under federal is $1,870. Okay, so because Gary is single and he is paid bi-weekly, I went and I pulled the singles person who's paid bi-weekly. I looked for this amount here, this $1,870. So the range or the tier would be right here, the $1,860 to the $1,880 mark right here. Okay, so he's got 1 withholding, which is then $249. And that is his federal income tax withholding, and I'm going to go ahead and insert that right there. $249. That's his tax. Okay. Okay, that's that one. For 3, Leila Downing. She's single. She's got 5 federal withholdings. She earns a monthly gross pay of $52.85. For each period, she makes a 401k contribution of 8% of her gross. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and list her monthly gross here. Her 401k contribution is 8%. I'm going to take that, multiply by 8%, which is then $422.80 that she contributes to this. So with that calculation, her taxable amount under federal is now $4862.20. So I'm going to go and look at the singles person who's paid monthly, and I'm going to dictate this. I'm going to go ahead and take this amount into consideration. So if I go and find the tier for that amount, 4862, okay, it's going to be right here, this 4840 to 4880, because this 4862 is within this range. She's got 5 federal withholdings, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So her federal tax is $416. They're going to be withholding from her gross pay. It's $416 right there. Okay, and that's that one. All right. Last but not least, all right, we've got Billy Hall. He's married. 2 federal withholding allowances. He earns a semi-monthly gross pay of $22.50, and she participates in a cafeteria plan to which she contributes $250 during the period. Okay, so once again, cafeteria plans are also an incentive for employees to contribute and will lower their federal income tax liability. So we're going to go ahead and put that $250 in here for the cafeteria plan. I'm going to subtract that $250 from her semi-monthly gross pay for a taxable pay for the federal income tax withholdings of only $2,000. So I'm going to go to this married person's semi-monthly payroll period, and I'm going to go ahead and look at this 2,000 tier, and that's right here. It's at least 2,000, but less than 2,020, so it's at least 2,000. She's got 2 withholdings, 0, 1, 2. So her federal income tax withholding would be the $162. I'm going to go ahead and insert that in here so that you guys can see it once you're doing this. Okay, so that's how you use the wage bracket method to determine federal income tax withholdings. And make sure that you subtract any cafeteria plans or 401k or B or 401(3)(b) contributions before you go ahead and search for the tier to determine their federal income tax withholdings. If you have any questions, make sure you email me or give me a call. Otherwise, good luck.